Hello and welcome to Metro 101, Introduction to Metropolitan Studies. My name is John Lesh. On the screen in front of you, you see an image of the Petermine neighborhood in Willemstad, Curaçao. A couple of years ago, I visited this place, and the image in front of you really stands out to me when I think about cities, what these places mean. There's a quote on the wall that says, "Once you break the walls that have been holding you captive, your journey to explore the world can finally begin." And I think it's a good statement to reflect upon when we embark on a new course. For many of you, this is the first time you're studying cities or taking a course like Metropolitan Studies. The root of Metropolitan Studies is that it's an interdisciplinary subject, meaning we take information from a range of different academic areas: history, geography, political science. My background is in geography, so I enjoy looking at the why and where cities exist and how the cultures evolve over time. And that's another item that's really apparent in this picture. Petermine is a gentrifying neighborhood. Over the course, we're going to better understand what gentrification means. To start, we're looking at the social and physical transformation of a community, the social and physical transformation of a neighborhood as a new outside group of higher economic class moves in. And that's what's happening today in this community. Now, we don't have to travel thousands of miles away to find examples of gentrification. Within our metropolitan areas where we all can access, gentrification is an ongoing transformation of our urban spaces. So again, we present this image, we present this example to just introduce the idea that metropolitan studies is an interdisciplinary subject, and that when we look at cities, we're looking at more than just the structures and the size and the data sets. We're looking at the life within these cities and what the human experience tells us. So just a brief course overview as we get started. The best way to contact me is my email address, jlesh@towson.edu. In the syllabus, I've noted online office hours, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I also encourage you to set up a Zoom appointment. If you're interested in discussing the ideas in more depth, if you're interested in asking questions, sharing your ideas, I really do encourage you to set up a Zoom appointment. Now, I understand that this is an asynchronous course, that a Zoom appointment isn't required, but I only see it as benefiting you is a chance to, again, discuss these ideas. We get to know each other a little better and maybe guide you in a direction on one of the upcoming writing assignments. The syllabus is available. I encourage you to read it carefully as soon as you can. The syllabus is the contract for the course. It lays out the expectations, it lays out the assignments, the deadlines, and all the requirements. Last week I sent out an email encouraging you to pick up or order your books as soon as possible. This again is an asynchronous online course, so the books are required and they are absolutely needed. Since we aren't meeting in class, since we aren't having synchronous in-class discussions, the foundation of the course is going to be presented through the required readings. Now, the required readings are digestible. They're designed for beginners in this area. And the How to Read American City book by Grady Clay, I think you're going to find very interesting. Clay's background is a journalist, and his way of writing and conveying information is a little more digestible and I believe enjoyable. Be familiar with Blackboard. All of your grades and course information is going to be found there. I keep it up to date, so you'll always know where you stand as we go through the semester. Looking ahead, the evaluation for this course is found primarily in three different methods. The first method are the chapter assignments, and these chapter assignments are really the least challenging in looking at basic comprehension. So some of the key points from each of the chapters I've included in the lecture slide with some additional examples. A lot of the examples I provide are from the Towson-Baltimore metro area, since that's an area where many of us at least have a shared knowledge, even if it's not quite in depth. But you should do well on these chapter assignments. They are, again, designed to support your grade. And really, my biggest takeaway is that it's exposing you to the information. It's exposing you to the theories, the theorists, the different examples, times, contexts in which these people worked, especially early on in the term. What I don't want you to do is just answer hunt. Well, you could do well by answer hunting on the chapter assignments. It's not going to set you up to do well on the other forms of evaluation, which require more depth. So if you're rushing through these chapter assignments and you're just getting answers, yeah, you'll probably get a passing grade on this segment, but it's not going to set you up to do well on the other evaluations. The second evaluation is what's known as a reaction essay. And these are a little more challenging because you're applying the course material in more depth. Beginning in Unit 2, after you have a chance to get a solid foundation in the course, you're going to receive a current event article or a news article that asks you to connect specific course concepts with information in that article. And this really begins, as far as evaluation goes, to highlight some of my key takeaways. My key takeaway is, regardless of the class, that the students in my classes, they connect course material with their day-to-day lives. Now that seems a little bit vague now before we start getting into the material, but any class you take, whether it's MTRO studies, whether it's a class, core class, a class for your major, make sure that you're connecting the material with your day-to-day life. There's a reason why we take these courses. And that's what we start with here with the reaction essays. We're starting to apply course information to news articles or current events that we would come across in our day-to-day lives. And the third evaluation, which creates the biggest part of your grade, are the field reports. And these field reports allow students to engage in experiential learning. They allow you to apply course material in your surrounding area, in your community, in a nearby city or nearby town. Students generally like the field reports, especially in a time when the COVID pandemic has limited our ability to learn away from the computer. So the field reports take a bit of time. They are the more challenging aspect of the course, but it really allows you to be creative. It really allows you to show me what you're learning. It really allows you to show me how you connect what you're learning in class with your local community. Now, you don't need to be a social scientist to do this, but in the course I lay out the expectations, how you write a valid, reliable report that's based on your findings, based on your academic research and your personal interactions. So these are the three forms of evaluations. The chapter assignments are pretty straightforward. Again, least challenging, reading comprehension. I want you to be exposed to the material before you take those next steps with the reaction essays and with the field reports. I encourage you to, however you manage your time, to put together a list of deadlines, to review the course schedule in the syllabus and plan ahead. There should be no surprises when it comes to deadlines. All of that information is available right now so that you have the next several weeks to put together a plan. With the asynchronous online course, it's really important that you plan ahead, that you identify deadlines, that you ask questions if you need anything. Next up, we're going to take a look at our Blackboard site. And here you can see an email that went out to you recently. All of the information that you need for the course is found in the course content folder. The video that we're looking at is going to be posted right here. There's a document here that says how to do well, which reiterates a lot of the information we're discussing. The syllabus, found right here. Again, I try to keep the syllabus as streamlined and straightforward as possible. Use it. Keep it on hand to access it if you have any simple questions that can save you the time to draft an email and wait for a response. Lectures. These are the lecture slides, and they are available at the start of each unit. So tomorrow or whenever you get online, you're going to see the lectures are available for the first unit, along with a Unit 1 overview. And I encourage you to look at the overview. It's a 12 to 15 minute video like this where I lay out some of the key themes and what to expect in that unit. It allows you to start to wrap your mind around what we're going to encounter. As you read, I encourage you to open up the lecture slides and have it with you. I encourage everyone to just do a brief outline of a chapter, something that you can write down on a piece of paper, not something that you need to have copious notes. It's not the goal of this class, is you don't have timed assessments. The chapter assignments are untimed. You could complete them in 10 minutes, you can complete them in 4 hours. But I encourage you to have the resources open, both the readings and the lecture slides. The next folder down includes the chapter assignments. And again, these are going to be available when your unit is open. And we start off with the syllabus assignment. The syllabus assignment is 10 questions designed, one, to allow you to understand what to expect in these chapter assignments, and two, to get you started on a good foot. You should have the syllabus open. You could go through the syllabus assignment. It's just making sure you read some of the key points in the syllabus so that you know by the second day of class what is expected going forward, so that if the class isn't going to be a good fit, if you don't have time to commit, that you can make a change during the change of schedule period, and that you're not pushing out a few days or a week before you realize that, you know what, this class isn't a good fit. I hope that's not the case, but the syllabus assignment will help you determine that for your situation. And then as we go down the bottom, the field reports folder. The field reports folder has the instructions at the top, and basically what you're going to do is pick one topic from the Chen book, Introduction to Cities, and one topic from the Clay book, How to Read an American City. And you're going to take those two topics, one from each book, and apply it to a field study. I've included in here not only the instructions, but also an example paper for how to set up, how to approach this assignment. Again, if you have questions, email me. If they're detailed questions, please indicate a time when you'd be available to meet via Zoom. I am a stickler for citations, so we are, with these field reports, we're writing valid academic papers, so that validity is supported through the use of academic sources, and we need to cite those properly. So in this course, we use the Chicago Manual, the author date citations, and there's a link right here that'll show you how to cite both in text and in the bibliography for several different types of sources. Please take an extra few minutes to cite your paper properly. There's a photo captioning instruction document. Again, these are field reports where you are actively going out, you're taking a selfie on scene, you're taking photos that support course themes, and then you need to caption those as you put them in the paper. Again, the example of the photo captioning and the format is included in the example. The rubric is included, and then the submission form, or the submission link. So once you submit your field reports, I try to get them back to you within 2 days, and I'll provide not only the rubric, but also comments on your paper. So that's it for the, that's it for the Blackboard site. So going forward, we're going to get started here in the course. Students often ask, how do I do well? And I think it's pretty simple. In order to do well, treat this course like a job. It's part of your weekly requirements. It's part of what you need to do each week. Now, the course isn't as condensed as a mini-mester, so you do have some time, but just make sure that you are managing your time throughout the week. Make sure that you're prioritizing this class along with your other obligations, and that you don't fall behind. If you're worried about time management, reach out early in the term. If you're working a lot, if you're traveling a lot, if you have a lot of other obligations, just make sure over the first couple of days of the course that this is going to be a manageable obligation for you. Be prepared. Read the material. Everything you need is provided either on the Blackboard site, in the lecture slides, and the readings. You have the resources to do well. If you have questions, please ask. Again, I'm available Monday through Friday. I'm available on the weekends and the evenings, but like everyone else, I have other obligations that'll pull me away. So if you do have time sensitive questions,